can project big revenue, but actual performance would expose you. I repeat, you can project big revenue, but actual performance will expose you. Mr. Speaker, a word to the wise is enough. Now, Mr. Speaker, let us look at expenditure. Expenditure as the presidency has ballooned. Expenditure at the presidency has ballooned. It is in excess of 1.5 billion cedis. The deputy minister can shake his head, but I wish he could state this for the record. Perhaps he doesn't know what is contained in the budget. Perhaps he doesn't know what is contained in the budget. We, the mighty minority, have read the budget in full, and we know the details. Mr. Speaker, they fail to provide for the private sector. They fail to create opportunities, yet at the presidency alone, they are spending in excess of 1.5 billion cedis. Mr. Speaker, let me turn to the women banking sector. Mr. Speaker, I want to remind the NDC that they cannot deceive the Ghanaian people. I refer them to Appendix 4A of page 174 of the budget. Mr. Speaker, they claim that they are providing 401 million to start the women banking. Mr. Speaker, what they try to hide are the things I'm going to tell the Ghanaian people. At 9:30, there's supposed to be a minimum capital, which capital must be unimpaired. Now, the minimum capital requirement for opening a bank, establishing a bank, is 400 million. That 400 million, you can't touch it. So if you say you are providing 400 million to establish the women banking, what money are you going to use to provide the loans? Mr. Speaker, in the 2025 budget, you did nothing about the women banking. Now you are providing for 400 million to establish a bank. What are you going to give out as loans? Again, you have deceived the women of this country. 2025 provided nothing, then in 2026 too, nothing. Mr. Speaker, the 24-hour economy has now become a chorus. If you go through the budget, paragraph 431, paragraph 458, paragraph 479, Mr. Speaker, there's one chorus. They even described it as 24 economy plus and 24-hour economy. Which is which? Every paragraph, you precede it with 24-hour economy. So what is the meaning of 24-hour economy? The one job, three shifts in a way. Okay, nichuma baba. Engwe nichuma yo. Abibo. Abibo ake engwe nichuma yo. Mr. Speaker, the people of Ghana are asking the NDC 2025, 2026, even 2025, we can forgive you because you are just come. But what about 2026? What are the variables? What are the policy measures you've introduced to inspire growth, to create employment? Mr. Speaker, at ECG, even where you had an opportunity to use electricity tariffs as an incentive to develop this 24-hour economy, you failed. This year alone, you have increased tariffs by 18%. 18% across board. How do you, without introducing reforms, burden the ordinary Ghanaian to pay more taxes, to pay more tariffs? Added to that was your 1 Ghana cedi per petrol diesel bought at the pump. What have you done? You claim that you are taking away e-levy, yet in the dead of night, you introduce the Doomsday levy, you introduce 18% electricity tariffs, and in the same vein, you claim that you are going to provide an incentive for economic growth and for businesses to work all night. What a hypocrisy. What a double standard. What an unprincipled government. Mr. Speaker, this government claims that it is going to develop Ghana. I want to ask a simple question. What have you provided for agriculture? Go through the budget on agriculture. You abandon the planting for food and jobs. You are rather giving more money to the gold board and abandoning our farmers. Akufo-Addo constructed no less than 12 landing beach sites at our coast. Go to the fishery subsector. What have you provided for them? Zero. Nothing. Yet you say we should praise you. All the monies you have provided for giving to Galamsey activities through Gold Board, are you making a distinction between regularly mined gold and illicit gold? All we know is that Bank of Ghana is releasing dollars for Gold Board to buy gold. There is no transparent accounting system. But we tell you, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, all the transactions on the Gold Board, where the exchange rate losses, the differentials, went to, you would account for them. Mr. Speaker, let me proceed to deal with another issue, public debts. Mr. Speaker, recently the Vice President of our Republic raised this issue of public debt. Mr. Speaker, specifically, paragraphs 199 to 201 at page 32. This is what the NDC, Mr. Speaker, this is what they say. They claim that the public debt decline, the public debt to GDP declined from 68.9% as at end of 2020, September 2024, to a 45% a year later due to the debt exchange program. You go to the Ghanaian people and tell them that the debt exchange program was bad. But today you are taking credit for the debt exchange program. You are telling the people of Ghana now, after you had gotten power, the DDEP significantly lowered the debts. The agreement reached last year with commercial creditors, particularly Euro bond holders, helped a lot in debt reduction. The last leg with official bilateral creditors having become effective is the final bit. This is not prudent debt management, according to you. You are actually now adding to the debt stock. So when you meet IMF and the World Bank, you praise the Akufo-Addo administration for the steps taken in stabilizing the economy. Yet, when you meet the full soldiers, you lie to them. You will be exposed. Your hypocrisy is now known to all. You are now known as a government of convenience. Your principle is lost on you. Nobody takes you serious. Mr. Speaker, let me refer to paragraph 364 at page 54 of the budget. This is what the NDC government says about the Electoral Commission. Quote, Mr. Speaker, in 2025, the Electoral Commission delivered on its constitutional mandate with professionalism and transparency. Following the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections, the Commission conducted election for the confirmation of 261 metropolitan, municipal, district chief executives. It also organized the rerun of Ablekuma North parliamentary elections, conducted Akwatia by-elections, and supervised the Council of State elections for 16 regional representatives. Mr. Speaker, today, this same NDC is now crucifying the Electoral Commission through a questionable petition. Mr. Speaker, Again, their governance of convenience has been exposed. Mr. Speaker, we thought that after coming to power and claiming that everything was in shambles, they will come around with a new idea. Mr. Speaker, Omubaye, Omasem ni se Ghana bibia nkoso, omu de adwuma eba, enkola no yemba no anadwo ombenye adwuma ye wo dokra obetumi adwa anadwo. Omu se electricity bo beko fom. Omu se adwuma ebeba ende ankronkro adwuma na MPP abreso omo de ba ya na yesema ye nje omo tax no se adwuma ni nyine collapse NDC aban endro nkoa e wo mo budget no mu. Mr. Speaker, omo de VAT enkane no na omo ye adwuma e wo makola e wo magazine omo wo flat system 3%, and then omo twene nyinam 3% no nanka enkane no small scale businesses no ano nso omo ye no omo atwam ese omo ye reform. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Minority Leader, I intend not to interrupt you,
Mr.
but
Speaker,
you know,
I will
by the rules, please continue.
The Speaker, Ghana etie. Eti abeka no kra no. Mr. Speaker, Mrs. Subio. And omubaye electricity bo akosro. Who got petrol 1 liter bi omojo 1 Ghana cedi. With the Okada, Ekoto petrol. With the motorbike, Ekoto petrol. Omojo 1 Ghana cedi. And so omo say omo de adwuma ba. Mr. Speaker, ba omo ba ye yenya ye ni tua. Eye sikadie nkwa. So far, Mr. Speaker, omo ankasa ka say tax waiver and yet and say, Mr. Speaker, Sika come over to me at the higher development. Almost $10 million. $10 million. And come with the Achatata. One company, $10 million. Mr. Speaker, me was that $10 million way. And can bet to me the higher Puntujuma. I will inquire. Mr. Speaker, instead of granting tax waiver to one company of $10.4 million, that money could have been used to construct more roads, to construct more schools. But Mr. Speaker, they chose convenience. Mr. Speaker, the year of work run said, almost your koto aeroplane kasiye edi amo mampani so fentu kwan na wo share aeroplane no buo echo billions, Mr. Speaker, or p. And so and kolani here juma aye and almost your koto aeroplane ama mampani so fentu kwan. And so and canon almost say what to plane more man pay and ya the papa into one case of principles no way. Mr. Speaker, the NDC When agriculture stops absorbing labor, when factories stop hiring, when construction sites shut down, young people go somewhere. Too many, they are going into illegal mining. Our rivers are turning brown. Our forests disappearing. Our cocoa farms are being destroyed. Communities are being poisoned. Yet in this budget, no bold, well-funded alternative livelihood program is being initiated. Mr. Speaker, let me go to the gold board. This government has surrendered to the Galamsey activities. And let me be very clear. Let me even make it graver. This government has become its enabler. In this budget, government announces a gold board purchase, announces a gold board to purchase gold from small-scale miners. But Mr. Speaker, recently, Professor Haddad warned us that the gold board will become a state-sponsoring laundering mechanism for Galamsey gold. They are not fighting illegal mining. The NDC government, through gold board, is rather financing it. This is giving it state endorsement. So all that they do, claiming that NIMO is out there to enforce, is falsehood. Today, members of NIMO are getting hurt, shot at, dying needlessly in a fight their own government has abandoned. But let us remember, this is a country that lost 8 innocent souls, including top 2 ministers, on their way to a program fighting illegal mining. 8 lives, 2 ministers, all in service of the fight against Galamsey. And yet their own government is today demonstrating neither the seriousness nor the commitment necessary to defeat illegal mining. Instead, it has set up a gold board to buy gold it cannot trace, from miners it cannot verify, in a system designed for complicity rather than enforcement. This is horrifying. This is a betrayal of those 8 souls. It is a betrayal of every soldier risking their life. It is a betrayal of every Ghanaian who wants cleaner water and future for their children. If this government cannot trace the gold, it must not buy the gold. Mr. Speaker, let me now turn to their infamous sanitary pad scandal. Numbers don't lie. In July 2025, the Finance Ministry said the price of sanitary pads had been reduced from 25 cedis to 15 cedis. At that price, the 6.6 million they projected was supposed to cost 99 million. Yet in 2026 budget statement, the Education Ministry stated to have spent 45 cedis per pad, totaling 292 million cedis. So how come the 15 cedis per pad now rose to 45 cedis per pad? Mr. Speaker, the gap between 292 million and 99 million is 193 million cedis. Mr. Speaker, this raises serious questions. This is a huge scandal with a large amount of 193 million ending up where? Mr. Speaker, the NDC government must come clean and explain this to the people of Ghana. We cannot sweep this under the carpet. We cannot be quiet. We will not be mute. You cannot shut us. You cannot use your numbers. And perhaps, if not satisfied, add a presiding officer to it to crush the minority. We will be loud, we will be clear, we will be bold and confront the misgovernance. Mr. Speaker, this 2026 budget must be rejected, not out of spite, but out of duty. Not to score points, but to defend the future. Not to win an argument, but to prevent another LWAC. Not in defiance of the Constitution, but to defend it. Mr. Speaker, our friends appear clueless. Our friends appear not to understand the very mandate that has been given them by the people of Ghana. Every single thing they say, they do the opposite. Every single promise they make, they resolve. A question must be asked. Can they point to a single social intervention program since they assumed office in 2025 January? Can the NDC point to a single social intervention program that they have initiated since January 2025? Mr. Speaker, for the avoidance of doubt, when Ghanaian people mention free SHS, they know who Akufo-Addo. When the Ghanaian people mention health insurance, they know Kufuor. We can boast of the free maternal care.
Honorable Minority Leader, you have the floor. Honorable Member, why? Honorable Member, why? Honorable Member, I mean you. I mean you. Why? Yes, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, if the Ghanaian people mention school feeding, they know of MPP. If the Ghanaian people mention free maternal care, they know of MPP. If the Ghanaian people mention health insurance policy, they know MPP. Mr. Speaker, public transport, investment in public transport, they even called it Kufuor bus, they know MPP. Mr. Speaker, when the Ghanaian people hear of the almighty free SHS, they know of MPP. Mr. Speaker, but when the Ghanaian people mention a government that abandoned job creation and decided to buy an aeroplane for the president to fly in, they know of NDC. When the Ghanaian people mention leadership of deceit, hypocrisy, propaganda, they mention NDC. Mr. Speaker, when the people of Ghana mention of deceit in the implementation of one job, three shifts, they mention NDC. Mr. Speaker, when they mention the double standard government that said it frowns against tax waiver, yet comes into this chamber claiming that it is rather streamlining a contract signed by the previous government and grant a whooping $10.4 million to a single entity. They mentioned NDC. Mr. Speaker, I want to challenge the NDC. If indeed the Tata contract was that bad, go and cancel it. Go and cancel it. We don't want you to streamline it. Don't come and protect anybody. Go and cancel it. Come back to Parliament for the review of the resolution and cancel the contract. Cancel it. $10.4 million to one company. Mr. Speaker, our friends in the NDC, it appears that they got the power, they are dazed, they have lost control in just 12 months. Today, there are ministers who appeared in this chamber. Anytime we ask them, have you received your releases? They are unable to answer. I want each of the ministers to dare the minority and be bold and state for Hansard whether indeed they received their releases. They received nothing. The government could not even prioritize its own programs. The government could not even implement its own programs. Ministers were left idle. Ministers were abandoned. Ministers became redundant. For those who were privileged to be members of this house, they found refuge in this house. This was their hiding place. They made themselves busy by always coming to this chamber instead of being at their offices to execute government business. Because Sikanu Wahi, Yebisa, almost Atu force. Yebisa, Atu force. Atu is indeed forcing. Atu is indeed forcing. Atu, you are forcing. You are forcing. You are forcing. You are forcing the youth out of jobs. You are forcing to get 18% electricity tariffs. You are forcing to ensure that you create a new VAT basket to compel many of our small-scale businesses to get into this new threshold. And Mr. Speaker, you know what you're going to do? Atu, you are forcing many people out of jobs. Hey, if you meet this minister, I say, Atu is forcing, no. It's not me, oh. It's Atu. It's Atu. Hey, Atu. Mr. Speaker, to conclude, even Parliament is given a paltry sum. Parliament has not been given sufficient allocation for its activities. Is it the government that cares? Must Parliament beg the government for its releases? Must government be begged for money to undertake its activities? Mr. Speaker, today, after succeeding in what I will call, the minority will call, judicial capture, they are on their way to ensuring Electoral Commission capture. But we tell you one thing, no matter what you do, no matter the intimidation, we, the mighty minority, we know that the better days of our country are ahead of us. We would hold your feet to the fire, would expose your incompetence, all your promises you made that you are unable to fulfill. We will not allow you to use propaganda to distract anybody. We will stay on course and hold you account to the very things you promised. Mr. Speaker, the finance minister was not here, but at the risk of being repetitive, Ghana Railway Development Authority, is there any railway ministry? Is there a Works and Housing Ministry? Go and check page 74, page 75 to page 76 Finance Minister, perhaps we may forgive you because you have an added responsibility at the Defense Ministry. Because they want you to buy the aircraft before you leave there. They want you to buy the presidential aircraft. Otherwise, why have they not appointed a new Defense Minister? They want you to finish that transaction. But your Deputy Minister and your technocrats, the various ministers, including the Roads and Highways Minister, where were they? Did this budget go to cabinet? Did they read over this budget? Finance Minister, this has never happened in the history of this country. You bring a budget of mistakes. You don't read over your budget. So, Mr. Speaker, by extension, every figure in this budget is compromised. We must now watch your figures again. That is how come you claim that within 3 months, you are going to achieve 74 billion in revenue, when over 9 months, you could achieve nothing much. Mr. Speaker, I shall conclude by urging the Finance Minister to take a cue from all the submissions from this side of the House, having exposed all the inaccuracies in this budget, all the propaganda in this budget, including all the submissions I have made at this dispatch box, specifically on pages 74, 75, and 76, to, without delay, and let me use a legal terminology, withdraw this budget statement forthwith and go back and do the right thing. Mr. Speaker, I rest my case.
Members, honourable members, this is a house guided by rules. I will therefore refer to Standing Order 63, which has the marginal notes, language of proceedings. And I will want to read 63(1). The proceedings of Parliament shall ordinarily be conducted in English, except that a member may exercise the option to address the House in a local language if facilities exist in the House for the interpretation by the member or for contemporaneous interpretation. Honourable members, in clear violation, English and Ga has been spoken by the minority leader, which substantially has not been translated into English. Accordingly, I will order and direct that all the 3 spoken words, all the Gans, which has not been translated into English, be expunged from the record as if it does not exist. Honourable members, I will proceed to give the floor to the Majority Leader, Mahama Ayariga. You have 1 hour. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, and thank you, colleagues. Let me thank all colleagues on this side of the House and across the aisle for their very revealing and informing comments on the budget. Once again, some of our first-timers have risen to the occasion and made us very proud in this chamber by making very impressive comments on the budget. Your boldness and effective contribution have not gone unnoticed. A lot has been said in favor of the budget, and a lot has been said against the budget. I'll reaffirm some of the good things, and I'll respond to some of the criticisms. This budget and the policies underpinning it is to reset Ghana for growth, jobs, and transformation. Mr. Speaker, this is a budget that will generate growth. This is a budget that reflects prudent management of the resources of this economy to achieve growth objectives. In 1 year, and this budget reflects it, we have shifted gears from a criminal handling of the economy to prudence. Indeed, the president had cause to describe the situation that we met in this country as a crime scene. Mr. Speaker, let me start with the energy sector. What is the record of the NPP in the energy sector? Mr. Speaker, they mismanaged the Millennium Challenge account Energy Compact 2. And in the process, they cost this country, and we lost 190 million United States dollars. Mr. Speaker, by giving the distribution sector to a certain PDS, which went and forged records in providing a payment guarantee. This is the record of the NPP in the management of the energy sector. Mr. Speaker, you want what is in the budget? You want what is in the budget? The situation at ECG is in the budget. Mr. Speaker, the recent container hold-up investigations report of the ECG reveals the mess at the ECG. Due to your negligence, demurrage of over 909 million Ghana cedis was incurred at the court. Mr. Speaker, corruption was at its height. Clearing contracts to the tune of 159 million was awarded. Mr. Speaker, a 127.6 million contract was awarded to a company which did not have customs house agent registration. Mr. Speaker, there was massive deviations in budget for procurement vis-a-vis actual procurements. 2024 planned procurement, and my friend opposite in 2024 at some point was chairman of ECG. 2024 planned procurement was 1.3 billion, but actual procurement was 6.8 billion. A deviation of negative 487%. And all these contracts were sole sourced, single source procurements. Mr. Speaker, ECG owed power producers over 60 billion Ghana cedis. As of December 2024, ECG owed power producers over 60 billion Ghana cedis. The energy sector as a whole owed over 1.46 billion United States dollars. That is over 20.8 billion Ghana cedis. You stand here and you ask us, when is 24-hour economy starting? 24-hour economy will start when we have cleared the mess at ECG and we have created a 24-hour energy system. Mr. Speaker, what is the NDC management of the energy sector? What does the budget say? Mr. Speaker, the budget says that the energy sector has been better managed. We suspended all power purchase agreements. All power purchase agreements were suspended. We migrated all non-strategic state-owned facilities to prepaid metering systems. We are reintroducing private sector participation in power distribution without a PDS scandal. A second gas processing plant is being developed to save Ghana an annual expenditure of $350 million on liquid fuels to power generators. We are managing the energy sector more efficiently. With this project, Mr. Speaker, the second gas processing plant will save Ghana $481 million in forex every year. And Mr. Speaker, for those who are asking where are the jobs, when we construct the second gas processing plant, we will create 1,500 new direct and indirect jobs for the youth. Mr. Speaker, we renegotiated the IPP payments. Mr. Speaker, we have renegotiated the IPP payments. From 1.4 billion, we have renegotiated and we are paying 1.1 billion. We have saved Ghana 250 million United States dollars in the renegotiation exercise. And even the 1.1 billion, we are spreading it over 4 years. And as we speak, this budget reports that we are current on our payments to the IPPs. Last week when I was flying into Accra from Kumasi, at night, it was a sight to behold. Everywhere was lighted. It was not like in the MPP era. I challenge you, when you go to Kumasi, come back in the night, fly at night, and as you descend into Accra, you will see the beauty of Accra under the NDC. Mr. Speaker, we are fully current, and this budget reports that $300 million have been paid to IPPs, and that's why energy is now reliably supplied. And we program to pay $345 million in 2026. Mr. Speaker, this budget reports that ECG is better managed now. And let me at this juncture single out for mention the excellent handling of ECG by its acting MD, Engineer Julius Pekwena. That proud product of Keta Secondary School and St. Augustine's College has proven that Ghanaians have what it takes to turn things around, and we will turn things around. In 2025, unlike the mess he inherited, he achieved 115% reduction in administrative expenses from 930 million Ghana cedis in 2024 half year to 2025 half year. Half of it was achieved. 115% reduction was achieved. 115% reduction in administrative expenses. the Haftel infamous contract was renegotiated from 3% to 1.65%. And in the process, he saved Ghana 13.2 million Ghana cedis monthly, every month. The 13.2 million every month can construct many schools in your constituencies, many hospitals in your constituencies. It can add to the construction of Agenda 111 hospitals, and he has saved that. Mr. Speaker, he has terminated 202 underperforming contracts, saving Ghana 227 million United States dollars. And to cap it, he delivered a record-breaking revenue collection of 1.7 billion Ghana cedis in June 2025. Never happened. Why am I saying so? I'm saying so to say that this budget reflects a turnaround. Even institutions like ECG, which were totally mismanaged, which were corruptly mismanaged, which was being run bankrupt, even ECG has been managed so well that there is a turnaround. Mr. Speaker, all the agencies have similar impressive records. All the agencies, all the state-owned companies have similar impressive records. I just singled out ECG as an example. But all of them, the port authorities, every one of them, they are all performing very well. And if you go out and check, you will confirm what I have said. Mr. Speaker, let's go to the mining sector. Let's go to the mining sector. Gold exports increased by 71.4%. We moved earnings from gold from 13.3 billion US dollars when last year MPP got only 7.7 billion US dollars. So from 7.7 billion to 13.3 billion. Mr. Speaker, that is because the Honorable Afenyo Makin, very, very smart forcing, forced and introduced the policy of Gold Board. Gold Board, Chairman 1. So, Afenyo Makin, Atu Forsen. Mr. Speaker, the introduction of Gold Board completely transformed the sector, and we are seeing the impressive results. Mr. Speaker, the debate about anti-Galamsey fight, and I've heard members on this side indicate that because we allocated only 150 million Ghana cedis, then we are not committed to the debate against the fight against Galamsey. Mr. Speaker, I am surprised. Who are we using to fight Galamsey? We are using soldiers. We are using police. We are using security agencies. Is their budget part of this 150 million Ghana cedis? They have their separate budgetary allocation. And that budgetary allocation will go to fight Galamsey. And if they need additional resources, then we will add the 150 million Ghana cedis to them. Mr. Speaker, and let me add that if we want to be very successful in fighting Galamsey, we must support the retooling of our security agencies. And so the budget to buy new helicopters, the budget to buy military equipment for the armed forces, all that will go towards making Ghana very capable of fighting Galamsey successfully. Mr. Speaker, I have heard colleagues question the amounts allocated for retooling the security agencies. If you see the number of young people who throng the various stadia, looking to have an opportunity to serve in those agencies and the services, you will see the need for us to invest in those services. Because our youth want to join the army, they want to join the Air Force, they want to join the Navy. And if we don't retool them, if we don't invest in them, when they join, what will they be doing there? Mr. Speaker, and this budget has a provision for the cancellation of the tax on prospecting. If we cancel the tax on prospecting, do you know what will happen? Many of the areas that are plagued with illegal mining activities tend to be people's concessions. Because they have difficulty in prospecting, they are not developing them. When you cancel the tax on prospecting, all these companies will move in and prospect. When they prospect, they will relinquish some areas. And when they relinquish those areas, you can convert those areas into community mining sites. And you can also establish medium and small scale mining licenses there. And those people who are engaged in galamsey, those who are engaged, if you go to all the places where we have serious problems, you will find out that the galamsey activities are happening in people's concessions. And we need to encourage them to relinquish them. And they will only do so after they have prospected and established that they don't need those sites. But small-scale miners can do well at those sites. Mr. Speaker, what is the track record of the NPP when it comes to the management of our gold? We haven't forgotten. We haven't forgotten about the royalties deal. Japan royalties. When you attempted to sell all the future gold of this country, you tried to sell all the gold, the future gold that will be mined in this country, the royalties. You wanted to collect the money ahead and spend it. It was when Ghanaians resisted that you stopped. That is why my uncle Mate Hamidu, in his corruption risk analysis, described someone as the mother serpent of corruption. It was as a result of what happened in the attempt to force Japan royalties on the people of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, let me go to the health sector. What is the track record of the NPP? I remember during Corona, there was a period of time when every day we will be locked up in our rooms, and then a certain man will come and say, fellow Ghanaians. Update number 8 of fellow Ghanaians. That was when he promised 88 regional and district hospitals. Later, it increased to 111. Mr.
Honorable Tobin, Honorable Member for Anya Sotum, why are you in the habit of shouting from the back? Please, I didn't give you the floor to be on your feet. Please. Please. Why? We are all honorable members. And we need to behave as such. Yes, Majority Leader, continue.
Mr. Speaker, during the 8th update on Sunday, 26th of April 2020, promised to construct 88 regional and district hospitals. Within 1 year, Mr. Speaker, he later increased it to 111 hospitals. Each hospital, the district hospital, each hospital is to cost 17 million United States dollars. How many beds? 120 beds. Regional hospitals, each to cost 87 million United States dollars. How many beds? 160 beds. Mr. Speaker, the NPP spent $400 million without finishing one single hospital. $400 million. did not finish one. Mr. Speaker, let's talk about corruption. Let's talk about corruption. Mr. Speaker, let me recall my Fufulsu Primary School mathematics. Let me recall the assistant of my Fufulsu Primary School mathematics. $85 million for a 160-bed hospital comes to 531,000 United States dollars per bed. The MPP wanted to construct hospitals, and per bed, it will cost the country 531,000 United States dollars. Full mathematics. Mr. Speaker, the district hospitals, $17 million per 120-bed hospital. By the same full mathematics standards, each bed is going to cost the Ghanaian 141,000 United States dollars. My brother, the minority leader, has constructed a big hospital in his constituency. I'm aware. He said it in this parliament, in Winnipeg. Is that how much he constructed the beds for, the hospitals for, per bed? Mr. Speaker, this is a scandal of monumental proportions. And like I said, $400 million spent and not one single hospital completed. When even one district hospital is just 17 million by your standard. If you divide 400 million by 17, how many would you have completed by now? And you stand in this chamber, and for the past 1 week, you have no debating point except to say that we have not made provision for the completion of Agenda 111 hospitals. If you wanted to finish Agenda 111 hospital, you would have done so. And I'll show you how. I will show you how. Mr. Speaker, as election approached, they pretended that 3 of them had been completed. One at Rede, one at Kokobin, the other at Bokro. What did they do? They went and hired generators, went there and started, put the lights on, got the old man, His Excellency the former president, to come and commission it, put the plaque there, and when he left, they took the generators away and locked the place. So not even one hospital is functioning. You promised 111 hospitals as far back as 2021, and you delivered 0. And then this has been in office for only 9 months, and you expect all the hospitals to be finished. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? What level of expectation is this? Mr. Speaker, the health sector is doing well now. The National Health Insurance Authority had its fund uncapped. And since then, an additional 3.4 billion Ghana cedis has flown to the National Health Insurance Authority. The highest in the history of the scheme. The highest. Mr. Speaker, healthcare providers are now more confident. They know that when they treat patients and they make a claim under National Health Insurance, they will be reimbursed. There is greater confidence in NHIA. And NHIA has become financially reliable, has become stable, and is trusted by providers. Under the NPP, it was collapsing. Mr. Speaker, I have heard from this side that adding the expenditure on the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, Mahama Cares, amounts to capping NHIA funds. Mr. Speaker, this kind of argument can only be coming from people who are groping in the dark for an argument, because they don't have an argument. Mr. Speaker, if we hadn't awarded $100 million contract to Lightwave Solutions Limited for simply maintaining the records of hospitals, you would have had more money to finish Agenda 111 hospitals. Get fund. You borrowed under the Daiichi bond and spent all the money ahead of its collection. You've forgotten. That's how you manage Get Fund. We came and we've uncapped Get Fund. And because we have uncapped Get Fund, so much money is going there. You are claiming that you introduced free SHS. But we can say we are better implementers of SHS. You are claiming that you introduced NHIA. I can say here that we are better implementers of NHIA. Because when you introduce and you don't finance well, the system will collapse. Mr. Speaker, common fund has now become common. Under the MPP, common fund was uncommon because they never released the money. We have uncapped, and we are making sure that 80% of common fund money is going to the assemblies directly. And it is enriching the districts, creating jobs in the districts, boosting the local economy. And I can see that when you look at inflation, it's down. When you look at the indicators, they are performing well. All because there is vibrant economic activity taking place at the local level. Mr. Speaker, let me go to taxes. This budget marks a shift from an economy that was burdened with e-levy to an economy that is free from e-levy. You stood in this chamber and said that this economy will collapse if e-levy was not imposed. We have removed e-levy and the economy is doing better. Mr. Speaker, when you say road, they'll say e-levy. When you say you need a hospital, they'll say allow us to pass e-levy. When you say you want to employ teachers, they say e-levy. And they force us and pass e-levy. We have removed e-levy and the economy is doing better. Mr. Speaker, this budget marks a shift from an economy burdened by COVID levy to an economy that is free from COVID levy. COVID levy has been taken away. Mr. Speaker, this budget has also confirmed that our decision earlier in the year to remove the withholding tax on gold sales is indeed revolutionizing the gold subsector. Mr. Speaker, an argument has been made in this House by friends opposite that we inherited a good economy. And I've heard my colleague, the minority leader, repeat that argument here. And that it is because we inherited a good economy that we are able to promptly pay our debts. I heard that. Mr. Speaker, the reason why we are able to pay our debts is because we replaced fiscal recklessness and criminal management of the economy with honest, responsible fiscal management of the economy. We replaced recklessness with prudence. The era of bloated, opaque, and corrupt expenditures are no longer the order of the day, because Atuforcing will not allow bloated, opaque, and corrupt expenditures. If that is what you say people are complaining about, this side of the House supports it. We will spend, but we will spend on the right matters. We will send the money to common fund. We will send the money to Get Fund. We will send the money to NHIA. Mr. Speaker, and we will spend and we will retool our armed forces. Mr. Speaker, if this government was dumping $58 million in massive holes in the name of building a cathedral, we would not have be able to honor our debt obligations. 97 million. Mr. Speaker, if we're looting and plundering the resources of ECG the way it was done in the past, we will not be able to honor our debts. If we're giving HAPTEL 3% of ECG revenues, we will not be able to pay our debts. ECG developed their own mobile app, and HAPTEL came and collected $12 million from them just to enhance that app. $12 million to enhance an app. And after that, they were taking 3% of the revenues that have been generated by the same app that ECG used their money to develop, for which HAPTEL collected $12 million to enhance. If we're managing the economy that way, we will not be able to honor our debt obligations. If we're wasting money on fraudulent schemes like Zipline, we're giving them $15 million to drop blood in rural areas. Those monies could have fixed the roads to those rural areas. Mr. Speaker, if Atufosun was approving monies so that we can give $108 million contract for servicing and maintaining our ambulances, we will never be able to honor our debt obligations. Mr. Speaker, $108 million to service ambulances, not to buy new ambulances, but to buy spare parts and service ambulances. This is how you manage the economy. That's how you could not pay the debts. That's how you put us in the kind of debt that you put us. That's how you had to do the debt exchange program. Mr. Speaker, if we were stealing GRA money under contracts similar to SML, where 1.5 billion Ghana cedis was paid to SML without proper evaluation, we will not have been able to honor our debt obligations. Mr. Speaker, SML, it is reported, when they added upstream oil contracts to them, the contract value ballooned to close to 500 million United States dollars. Indeed, I've come to accept their name, Strategic Mobilization Limited, to strategically mobilize and loot the monies of Ghanaians. If you were not strategically mobilizing and looting Ghanaians' money, you would have been able to construct 111 hospitals in 4 years. Mr. Speaker, now the former finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, wants us to sympathize with him that he is sick. Even when he was sick and his own MPs wanted him to resign, he refused and said he could manage the economy despite his obvious ill health. We're all here in this chamber. It was obvious that he wasn't well, but he insisted on managing the economy. Today, he's been called to come and account, and we are being told that we should sympathize with him because he is sick. Mr. Speaker, for 4 good years, he turned this chamber into a Bible school. I remember his famous proverb, his famous Bible quotations. Matthew 14:13-21. He referred us to the loaves and fish parables. I remember Deuteronomy 8:18. Mr. Speaker, after many years of tutelage, after many years of being taught by Ken Ofori-Atta, which we have learned the Bible. So today, I'll refer him to Luke 19, verse 1 to 10. Luke 19, verse 1 to 10. And since my brother started with a lengthy Bible quotation, let me also go through a lengthy Bible quotation. Luke 19, verses 1 to 10 says, Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through. A man was there by the name of Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector What was Ken Oforiatta? Chief tax collector. He was in charge of GRA. And what do GRA do? They collect tax. So clearly, Zacchaeus in the Bible resembles Ken Oforiatta. A man was there by the name Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector. And he was wealthy. A man who owns a bank, data bank, owns enterprise. Is he not a wealthy man? Is there no resemblance between Zacchaeus and Ken Oforiatta? He wanted to see Jesus. He wanted to see Jesus. But because he was short, he could not see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed a cyclone fig tree to see him, since Jesus was coming that way. When Jesus reached the spot, he looked up and said to him, Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I say to Ken Oforiatta, come back to Ghana immediately. And Jesus said to Zacchaeus, I must stay at your house today. Mr. Speaker, if you recall, we tried to go and stay in his house recently. So he came down at once, and Jesus welcomed him gladly. All the people saw this and began to mutter, he has gone to be the guest of a sinner. The people said that Jesus has gone to be the guest of a sinner. Mr. Speaker, I didn't start with the Bible today. My brother started with the Bible today, and I'm just following his footsteps so that he knows I haven't forgotten my Bible lessons too. Mr. Speaker, the people said he has gone to be the guest of a sinner. But Zacchaeus stood up and said to the Lord, look, Lord, here and now, I give half of my possessions to the poor. And if I have cheated anybody out of anything, I will pay back 4 times the amount. Ken Oforiatta, come back. If you haven't cheated anybody, come back. If you haven't cheated anybody, come back. And when you come and we determine that you have cheated, you have to pay 4 times. And Jesus said to him, today salvation has come to this house.
Mr. Speaker, it appears the members don't want you to leave. It appears they are happy about your presence. That's just by the way. Yes, Honorable Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, and Jesus said to him, today salvation has come to this house because this man too is a son of Abraham. Ken Oforiatta too is a son of Ghana, so he should come home. The Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost. Mr. Speaker, I will end my Bible lessons here and to show to my colleague, my minority leader, that he doesn't know the Bible better than me. Mr. Speaker, if he doesn't know, my mother used to own a church. Let's continue. Financial sector mismanagement of the NPP. Paragraph 275, Paragraph 258 to 268 speak to the good health of our financial sector. The sector is rebounding and confidence is being restored after the NPP collapsed the sector. The NPP destroyed the financial sector at great cost to the taxpayer, and I'll demonstrate it. At the end of 2024, government had spent 29.8 billion Ghana cedis to support the financial sector cleanup exercise. 23 billion for banking, and then 5.16 billion for the non-banking institutions. Mr. Speaker, damage costs. 9 commercial banks were collapsed by the NPP. Unibank, Royal Bank, Beige Bank, Sovereign Bank, Construction Bank, UT Bank, Capital Bank, Premium Bank, Heritage Bank. All these 9 banks were collapsed under NPP. 347 microfinance institutions were collapsed by the NPP. 39 microcredit companies were collapsed. 29 finance houses and savings loans companies were collapsed. Mr. Speaker, in the end, they deprived 10,000 workers of their jobs. Today, you stand here and ask us, where are the jobs? When you collapse all the banks and render the people jobless. Mr. Speaker, let me get back to Fufutu Primary School mathematics. They collapsed the banks and they spent monies, fraction of which could have saved the banks. That was your style of economic management. Let me apply my Fufutu mathematics. They increased the capital adequacy ratio to 400 million Ghana cedis, capital adequacy ratio. And then you collapse 9 banks and spend 11.7 billion Ghana cedis in 2018 to clean the resultant mess of the collapse of 9 banks. If you divide 11.7 billion Ghana cedis by 400 million, you will get 29 banks. So 9 banks are sick. You don't cure them. You collapse them, and then you spend money that you could have used to create 29 banks to deal with the mess. That was your record when it came to the management of the finances of this country. Mr. Speaker, this is Fufutu mathematics. Mr. Speaker, and most of the banks that were collapsed were our local banks. You talk about job creation. Mr. Speaker, let's look at the social and also the capital expenditure outlay in the budget. You will see clearly that those expenditures, when implemented, will definitely create jobs. Over 60 billion Ghana cedis worth of road contracts have been awarded under the big push. When you hear big push, you should hear big jobs. Big push, big jobs. 60 billion Ghana cedis worth of road contracts. Can you imagine how many carpenters will be used? Can you imagine how many masons will be used? Can you imagine how many engineers will be used? Can you imagine how many truck operators will be used? How many bulldozer operators will be used? How many cement sellers will sell? Do you know how many jobs will be created by the big push of over $60 billion contracts? I'm surprised that you don't understand where to spend. Why? When Donald Trump was talking about creating jobs, he talked about big expenditure. big ticket expenditure creates big jobs. And I am very confident that by the end we finish with the over 60 billion Ghana cedis big push projects, not less than 400,000 direct and indirect jobs will be created. And we will be halfway through our target. Mr. Speaker, we have allocated 100 million for the completion of the 10 Agenda 11 hospitals. The kitchen is getting too hot. Kitchen is getting too hot. 100 million Ghana cedis for the completion of 10 Agenda 11 hospitals. Many jobs. 200 million for the construction of mini stadia. Many jobs. 200 new junior high schools. Many jobs. 200 new primary schools. Many jobs. 200 kindergartens. Many jobs. 400 4-unit teacher bungalows. Many jobs. 400 places of convenience, many jobs. Mr. Speaker, all these will create jobs. So those who are saying that this budget doesn't say anything about creating jobs, I'm wondering where in the budget they were reading. Because it's littered everywhere that these measures, when undertaken, will definitely create jobs. Mr. Speaker, let me go to social expenditure. We have allocated 1.1 billion to the LEAP program, 1.1 billion Ghana cedis to the LEAP program. It's never happened before. Biggest jump. We have programmed 9 billion in 2026 for NHIS claims. 9 billion, never happened before. We're establishing the Women's Bank. You say 401 million Ghana cedis cannot establish a bank. You don't establish a bank one day. The team needs the 400 million first to go through the process of acquiring the license from the central bank. That's what they need first. If they haven't acquired their license, on what basis would they now be taking money to build banking halls? So you need the money for the banking license first. And that is why you have 401 million Ghana cedis to meet the capital adequacy requirement. Mr. Speaker, 170 million for the National Apprenticeship Program, social expenditure, skills building, jobs. 169 million Ghana cedis for BCE registration. 474 million for nursing training allowances. 2.3 billion for Ghana Medical Cares, Mahama Cares. 292 million for free sanitary pads. Mr. Speaker, you spoke about sanitary pads. I'm sure at the right time, the Minister for Education will give you the actual prices and the quantity of the sanitary pads that have been procured. And 50 million has also been allocated for the procurement of fishing nets. 20 million for the creative arts. Mr. Speaker, all these allocations and the expenditure will create jobs. Now you talk about 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy is not an event so that you will say, oh, why it hasn't happened. 24-hour economy is a process. It is a process of enabling a quantum leap in our national productive capacity so that we will produce 24 hours. Mr. Speaker, and one fundamental component of being able to produce 24 hours is to enhance your security. If you cannot secure banks to open beyond a certain point, they cannot work 24 hours. If you cannot secure filling stations to open 24 hours, can they open 24 hours? They cannot, because of security. If there is no energy, adequate energy supply, there will be no 24-hour economy. And so we are dealing with the fundamental issues that will enable a 24-hour economy. Mr. Speaker, and it is a lie that we have overcapacity when it comes to energy generation. I can assure you that as we speak, we are consuming all our installed capacity. Check from the energy minister. Check from the energy minister. He will tell you, not because of 1B1F, because the private sector has suddenly become confident in our economy and they are investing and they are producing and they are using energy. That is what is generating the surge in the utilization of our energy. So we're almost at that point where we are going to get overstretched in terms of the supply of energy. And that is why we are introducing structural reforms. We are building a second gas processing plant so that we can bring in more independent power producers. And that is why we are thinking smart. And instead of keeping our billions of dollars in accounts in the US, which is generating only 1% for us, we will rather bring it back here and then we will use it to establish our own power generation plants, and we will produce power at a much, much cheaper cost. So we are thinking smart. This budget is thinking smart, Mr. Speaker. And finally, 24-hour economy, let me announce that the bill to establish the 24-hour economy authority is in this house. It has arrived. What you've been asking about, the bill to establish the 24-hour economy authority has landed. I click it. It has clicked. I pick it. I pick it. Mr. Speaker, 24-hour economy. I pick it. And my brother stood here and said, John Mahama is increasing electricity tariffs by over 18% in 2025. Mr. Speaker, we are all listening to radio. I have not heard the announcement of a tariff increment of 18% in this country. At all, I have not heard. We were invited to a session organized by PURC, and they established that in 2024, when you were supposed to allow them to increase electricity tariffs, you prevented them from increasing electricity tariffs. And that is how the debts accumulated, because ECG was not making enough money to pay those debts. And so they were pleading with us to allow them to increase the tariffs. But no increment has been made yet. And that is the job of PURC. So, Mr. Speaker, that statement that he made here, that tariffs have been increased by 80%, is totally untrue. It is false. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude by thanking the Minister of Finance for bringing such an excellent budget to this House, for such excellent, smart, forward-looking plans and strategies to transform our economy. Mr. Speaker, major initiatives have been planned. There is a plan to construct a sewage treatment plant to replace the existing one here. There is a plan to construct an interconnecting concourse between Terminal 2 and Terminal 3. All those are jobs. There is a plan to construct a multi-purpose, multi-story car park at Terminal 3. Jobs will be created. Sunyani Airport runway and terminal renovation and extension will happen. Bolatanga Airport will be developed. Wa Airport will be renovated. Mr. Speaker, and as for social interventions, I'm surprised that he doesn't know that no fee stress is a social intervention. I'm surprised that he doesn't know that Mahama Cares is a social intervention. I'm surprised that he doesn't know that all the money that we are spending on education through GET Fund, which was established under the NDC, is a social intervention. And I'm surprised that he doesn't know that Common Fund, which was established in the Constitution, passed by the NDC through, at the time that the PNDC was in office, is a major social intervention. So we have a longer history of social intervention than you can recount. So I don't want you to ever say that NDC has never introduced a social intervention. Mr. Speaker, on that note, let me thank honorable colleagues and thank the minister and say that this year's commentary on the budget have been very impressive. I'm impressed with the contributions, and from this stage, I believe we will go and consider the sector budgets. I urge chairpersons, I urge ranking members to use the facilities that we have created, which is the live telecast of committee budget hearings, so that the public can see the work that we do at committee in the consideration of the budget. Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much.
Members, let me use the opportunity to thank the two leaders for their concluding remarks. I will therefore give the floor to the minister who presented the budget.
Mr. Speaker, thanks for the opportunity to make a concluding statement to bring the debate on the 2026 budget statement to a close. Mr. Speaker, 2 weeks ago, acting under the authority of His Excellency the President, I presented the 2026 budget statement and economic policy of government to this House. Since then, Mr. Speaker, honorable members have taken their turns to interrogate its policies and proposals. Many contributions have been constructive. Others, regrettably, were built on deliberate mischiefs, misunderstanding, selective reading of data, or argument that collapse the moment you place them beside the facts. Mr. Speaker, this is a House of Records. So in concluding, I'll take my time to correct some misimpressions and some information that has been placed unanswered. Mr. Speaker, first, let me start with a statement made by Honorable Abena Osei-Asare on industry growth and 1D, 1F argument. Mr. Speaker, my colleague, the Honorable Abena Osei-Asare, claimed that industry slowed because of 1D, 1F, and that 1D, 1F has been cancelled, and as a result, the industry growth has slowed. The Speaker, according to the Ghana Statistical Service, the oil and gas subsector contracted by 18.1% in the first quarter of 2025 and 22.5% in the second quarter, averaging about 20.1% in the first half of 2025. That single structural shock overall industry growth down to 3.4% in the first half of 2025. The cause was clear, Mr. Speaker, and this is because of three things. One, corruption in the sector, and two, underinvestment, Mr. Speaker, and most importantly, operational decline in the petroleum volumes, as we have seen. Mr. Speaker, it had nothing to do with the cancellation of 1D, 1F or realignment of 1D, 1F. Even more interestingly, Mr. Speaker, the subsector of which 1D, 1F beneficiaries actually sat grew by 6.3% in the first half of 2025. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm surprised to hear a former Minister of State at Ministry of Finance make argument that is not founded on data. Mr. Speaker, clearly, this has been misinterpreted and the actual details are not coming out. Mr. Speaker, this budget expands, it does not constrain. Mr. Speaker, let me take my time to point to certain key factors, expenditure lines in the budget that will expand industry. We are rolling out $500 million United States dollars oil palm development financing window. Mr. Speaker, we are also acquiring 4,000 agricultural machinery, 4,000 agricultural machineries to boost industry. Mr. Speaker, we have created new incentives for textiles, agro-processing and pharmaceutical industry that are export-oriented. Mr. Speaker, these are all in the budget. Right, Honorable Speaker, in addition, the VAT reforms are designed to foster business expansions and create new jobs opportunities. Mr. Speaker, I heard my good friend and brother, Afenyo Kwamina Market, aka Chairman One, are designed to foster business expansions and create new jobs opportunities. Mr. Speaker, I heard my good friend and brother, Afenyo Kwamina Market, aka Chairman One, making a statement that we have rather added small businesses into the VAT net. Mr. Speaker, I've always cautioned him that I know him to be a lawyer, I know him to be a litigant, but I don't know him to be a tax expert. And so when it comes to areas of taxes, he should defer that to me and I'll help him accordingly. Mr. Speaker, rather, what this government has done is that we have exempted businesses turning over up to 750,000 Ghana cedis from the charging and collection of VAT. This is a government that cares. Right, Honorable Speaker. The evidence before us does not support the conclusion that cancelling 1D, 1F has caused the industry sector to rather decline. In fact, it is contrary to the statement that was made by Honorable Abena Osei-Asare. The Speaker, on the fiscal side, the Honorable Gideon Boakun made some statement that, the Speaker, it is worth important that I clarify. The Honorable Gideon Boakun argued that we missed at least 50% of our budget target. It is curious and inaccurate claim, Mr. Speaker, because none of our macro data support these assertions from him. Right, Honorable Speaker. On the contrary, we have met every single macro indicator that we announced in the 2025. Mr. Speaker, in fact, we have overperformed. Mr. Speaker, let me take my turn to take you through it. Right, Honorable Speaker. Growth for the first half of the year stood at 6.3%. 6.3%, comfortably above the revised target of 4%. Mr. Speaker, this simply means we actually programmed for 4% and we are doing 6.3%. Mr. Speaker, we have overperformed. Second quarter, Mr. Speaker, inflation fell from 23.8% in 2024 to 8% by October 2025. Mr. Speaker, our target was actually 11%. We have overperformed. We have not missed the target. Mr. Speaker, growth. Mr. Speaker, I urge my colleagues to listen to the government statistician when he's speaking. Right, Honorable Speaker, the primary balance swung from a deficit of 3% of GDP in 2024 to a surplus of 1.6%. 1.6% in September 2025. Mr. Speaker, that is not underperformance, it is indeed overperformance. In fact, we programmed to do 1.5% of GDP. We have actually exceeded that. Mr. Speaker, the public debt, as at October 2025, decreased from 61.8% of GDP to 45% of GDP. Mr. Speaker, 45% of GDP. Right, Honorable Speaker, gross reserves strengthened from 4 months of import cover to 4.8 months of import cover. Mr. Speaker, every single indicator, we have not only achieved it, but we have actually outperformed the target. These are facts. Mr. Speaker, these are facts. They are recognized by the markets, by the investor community, recognized by rating agencies and international communities, including the IMF and the World Bank. These are facts. Mr. Speaker, this is not a profile of a government that misses target. In fact, this is a profile of a government that is regaining credibility through discipline. And that is the record of President Mohammed's administration. Mr. Speaker, I now take you to growth, jobs, and the logic that our colleague from the MPP raised. Mr. Speaker, the opposition, or the minority, through again the Honorable Kojo Oponkroma, Honorable Abina Sare, and then Honorable Dr. Amin Adam, says projecting 4.8% growth in 2026 after a strong first half growth in 2025 is illogical. In truth, it is responsible rather. Mr. Speaker, it is not illogical, but rather it shows how a responsible government should act. Mr. Speaker, we prefer realism to wishful forecasting. That is why our growth assumptions are anchored in evidence, not political bravado. Mr. Speaker, this is critical for economic management. And because, Mr. Speaker, they are anchored in evidence, they are also very credible. And we ensure that these our credible projections are achieved by the end of the year. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Amin Adam further cast doubt on inflation outturns and suggested that the 2026 budget is growthless and jobless. This assertion is also far from accurate. Mr. Speaker, indeed, it cannot be the case. Ghana's disinflation is not a coincidence, but as a result of deliberate policy interventions. Mr. Speaker, we did not just achieve the numbers that we are seeing. It is as a result of deliberate policy interventions implemented by the Bahama administration. Data from the Ghana Statistical Service showed that food inflation was the main driver of price volatilities that we see. So we responded with targeted large-scale supply-side actions. So, Speaker, we take those data very serious and we respond appropriately. And let me tell you what we did, Mr. Speaker. The Feed Ghana input expansion and vegetable value chain, as you can find in the budget in paragraph 430 to 433, tells you exactly what we have done. Mr. Speaker, irrigation covering more than 10,000 hectares also tells you exactly what we have done. Mr. Speaker, mechanization through the Farmer Service Center will tell you exactly what we are doing to tackle food inflation. Mr. Speaker, no wonder inflation is declining from 23 to 8 and projected to go down more. Mr. Speaker, we are backing this with a construction of 1,000 kilometers of agricultural enclave roads to cut transport costs and ease market access. Right, Honorable Speaker, aside that, we are investing 200 million Ghana cedis through the Ghana Buffer Stock Company to be able to buy excess and glad food in the market. Mr. Speaker, this is what it means for us to use data to shape government policy. Mr. Speaker, I take you now to what we call the credit rating agency and the stability story, as was criticized by the Honorable Trinibua Kodua Fukuo. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable colleague, the Honorable Trinibua Kodua Fukuo, have argued that Ghana's credit rating upgrade was as a result of high commodity prices. Mr. Speaker, let me put on record that cocoa and gold prices did not suddenly jump in 2025. They were high in the year 2023 as well. Mr. Speaker, yet in 2023, under the previous administration, the cedi collapsed when commodity prices were high. Mr. Speaker, reserves declined when commodity prices were high. That actually said.
Honorable Minister, you can pause for now. The Speaker will take the chair. Please, you can continue. Minister, you can continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in 2023, under the previous administration, the cedi collapsed when in fact, commodity prices had recorded all-time high. Mr. Speaker, reserves declined when cocoa prices surged and gold prices went up. Debt actually surged. Inflation actually worsened. Mr. Speaker, at that time, Ukraine-Russia war had not intensified, yet your cedi fell. Today, there is Ukraine and there is Russia conflict ongoing. In fact, it has intensified, but yet the currency has stabilized. Mr. Speaker, the difference is not commodity price. The difference can certainly not be commodity price, but rather competent management and quality management. That is what you see. Right, Honorable Speaker? In the words of Standard & Poor's, and I quote, Standard & Poor's statement credited Ghana's upgrade to improved fiscal discipline, stronger buffers, and credible consolidation path. And that is the words of Standard & Poor's. Mr. Speaker, they did not just attribute it to commodity price. And so the honorable member cannot be right. These are policy outcomes. They are as a result of choices made by His Excellency President Mahama, deliberate choices made by President Mahama. Mr. Speaker, on our fiscal path and homegrown, it's important for me to, Mr. Speaker, make this point. And right, Honorable Speaker, let me be blunt. Stability did not return because of the IMF program alone. As a core member of the opposition claimed, Mr. Speaker, stability returned because this government chose a fundamental different path, an expenditure-led consolidation instead of revenue-led consolidation that protected citizens from further tax fatigue. Mr. Speaker, that is exactly what President Mahama decided to do. We cut waste, we reset expenditure to 2023 levels, we enforced commitment control, we audited arrests, we aligned cash to priorities, we restored discipline across MDAs and coordinated monetary policy with a clear anchor. Mr. Speaker, we did not leave the central bank alone to anchor the national currency. The Ministry of Finance and the government got involved to anchor the national currency. That is the difference that you see. Mr. Speaker, that is how you restore confidence. That is how you stabilize the currency, and that is how you rebuild credibility across an economy. Mr. Speaker, that is important to know. Right, Honorable Speaker, on the security center, at the security sector, our colleague, the Honorable Intim Fojo, made some wild claims that our security investment amount to luxury spending. Mr. Speaker, this cannot be accurate. There is the need for us to retool the security, and it's important as a country that we have to come together to retool the security. So, Speaker, this administration inherited a security sector that had been starved of modern equipment. We are correcting it. The aircraft referenced in the budget are not luxury aircraft. Mr. Speaker, I want to use this opportunity to assure this House that the aircraft, the helicopters and the aircraft that will be purchased by the Ghana Armed Forces will certainly not have a bathroom. There will be no bathroom in that aircraft. Mr. Speaker, it is not a luxury aircraft that will have a bathroom, and it's important I make that point. They are strategic mobility assets for troop deployment, for emergency response, border security, and peacekeeping. It will certainly not be a luxury aircraft that will have a bathroom. It will be for the use of the Ghana Armed Forces. Mr. Speaker, no serious country leaves its soldiers under-resourced, and no responsible government makes an ad hoc purchase without an integrated capacity plan. Mr. Speaker, our approach is strategic, sequenced, and fiscally responsible. Mr. Speaker, in fact, the $96 million that has been spent on the National Cathedral, of which we see only a borehole, that amount can actually buy more than the 4 helicopters that we are buying for the Ghana Armed Forces. Mr. Speaker, that amount can be used to buy more than the 4 helicopters for the for the Ghana Armed Forces. Mr. Speaker, let me put on record that the Ghana Armed Forces are not engaging any middleman. They are working directly, country to country, country to country to acquire this aircraft for the people of Ghana and for the Ghana Armed Forces. Mr. Speaker, on the issue of the Accra-Kumasi Expressway, let me take my time, Mr. Speaker, to correct some impressions. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Asenso Boache suggested that the proposed Accra-Kumasi Expressway is wasteful. And that we in the opposition opposed the dualization. Mr. Speaker, that cannot be the case. Mr. Speaker, I was surprised and amazed to see a colleague, member of parliament, particularly an MP from Kumasi, to describe the project as wasteful. Mr. Speaker, an MP of which the road is leading to his constituency will say that the road is wasteful. Mr. Speaker, to the extent that the said MP wrote to the president to say to the president that don't do that project. Mr. Speaker, I am surprised. I am surprised. I am surprised. Mr. Speaker, I'm surprised to hear that. And so, Mr. Speaker, let me say this, that this road from Accra to Kumasi is more than a road. It is opening up a country. So for an MP from that constituency to write and to say that the road is wasteful and we should not do it, and write to the president that the president should not do the project, Mr. Speaker, it's untenable. Right, Honorable Speaker.
Yes. Honorable Minority Chief Whip.
Speaker, I'm grateful for your indulgence. Speaker, when we met at Conclave, the prior agreement were that the leaders will conclude. And the minister, our colleague, walked in and then prayed you that you have some 15 minutes. Well, we don't have a problem, and that has been a practice. Finance ministers, when they present budgets, they get the opportunity to give closing remarks. We don't have any problem with that. Speaker, our colleague is speaking to mentioning specific names, and then, would you listen? Speaker, if anybody on the majority side wishes to speak, get up and catch the other speaker. Speaker, it cannot be. The minister, we don't have a problem if he's giving closing remarks. He had begged for 15 minutes. Now he's mentioning specific members and attacking them. Now, Speaker, if it is the case, these colleagues are not in the chamber. And largely, Speaker, I think it's important our colleagues come to terms with the fact that this house is a two-sided house. You have your side, we have our side. Now when I'm speaking, you don't want me, you are interrupting me. Why? Get up and cut the other speaker. You cannot interrupt me. If you want to speak, cut the other speaker.
Honorable Minority.
Decent discussions had.
Honorable Minority Chief Whip, please. I allowed you because I thought you were going to raise a point of order. So far, you've not done that.
Speaker, with respect. Yes, Speaker, with respect, if I may. Speaker, I didn't want to come under one constraint.
You may not. You may not. Please,
Speaker,
let the minister conclude. Let the minister conclude. Please, Minister.
You should be concluding. You are attacking us. We won't get the opportunity to rebut.
Right, Honorable Speaker. I began my submission by saying that this is a house of records and that it is important for me to correct some misimpressions created during the debate. So, Speaker, during the debate, throughout the debate, I made sure my deputy sat through the debate to listen, together with staff from the Ministry of Finance sitting at the gallery to take notes, so that, Mr. Speaker, I'll be able to respond and during the conclusion. Mr. Speaker, what I'm doing here is to correct the misimpressions and to put on record that these data, as being provided by my colleagues opposite, cannot be accurate. Mr. Speaker, on the issue relating to the Accra-Kumasi Expressway, Mr. Speaker, I wish the honorable colleague, a member of parliament who made that statement, is here in this house, so that I can challenge him that if he has not written to the president, Mr. Speaker, I want to put it to him, if I wish he's here, for him to say it, that if he has not written to President John Mahama, saying, Mr. Speaker, I'm not alleging, I want him to prove it. Mr. Speaker, I want him to first deny here so that I can provide you evidence. Mr. Speaker, he did not only stop there. He went on to describe the road leaving Accra to Kumasi, the first expressway of its kind, as wasteful. Mr. Speaker, it can't be wasteful. It cannot be wasteful. It is actually transformational. It is what will open this country up. Mr. Speaker, the Chinese says that if you want to get rich, build roads first. We will get rich and we'll build the roads that will connect this country properly. Right, Honorable Speaker, let me use this opportunity to also correct some misimpressions around the value for money office. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Lawrence Ajinsem misunderstands the purpose of the value for money office, and such, during his presentation, he made certain assertions. Mr. Speaker, he is of the view that PPA can perform that function. But Mr. Speaker, let me take my time to explain what this value for money office seeks to do. The PPA actually ensures compliance with procurement processes. It does not, it was never designed to undertake rigorous technical engineering and financial audits of billions of Ghana cedis of infrastructure projects. That is not the mandate of PPA. Mr. Speaker, Ghana needs both compliance and value for money. That is why the value for money office is not a duplication. It is rather a protection. It is a firewall between taxpayers and inflated contracts. Mr. Speaker, it is important for us to understand that PPA cannot be the same as value for money office. And why Ghana needs a value for money office, Mr. Speaker, I can simplify this in 6 bullet points only. Mr. Speaker, first, procurement compliance is not value for money. The PPA focuses on procurement procedures, not cost efficiency, life cycle costing, technical soundness, or post-contract verification. Mr. Speaker, again, this closes legal and institutional gaps in the PFM Act. Right, Honorable Speaker.
Cadbury hot chocolate, crafted from cocoa, milk, and sugar. Creamy, chocolatey, frothy goodness, rich taste, so satisfying.
Cadbury goodness, the treat you deserve every day.
This is AFCON, my friend. Everything is a competition.